Welcome to BetSafe. This week we take a break from our Premier League betting preview and look forward to a special World Cup preview with myself, Alan Mcinally, Sky Sports, Soccer Saturday pundit, and of course, as usual with me, ex-Manchester City striker Paul Dickov. We'll be looking over the weekend's action for BetSafe, and of course BetSafe, the official betting sponsor of Premier League giants Manchester City. Today's preview is focused around mine and Paul's trebles, and of course we'll be looking for the rest of the best and helping you, giving you the industry best prices, hopefully to boost your sports book wallet. World Cup, it's not easy, the World Cup one, is it?
No,
not that the Premier one's any much more easier.
The World Cup ones, if you're looking for good odds and everything else, it's difficult because you've got a lot of the big nations that are obviously looking as if they're going to win their games. But I think we've picked a couple of good ones this week, big man.
Hopefully. Well, I was just having a look. My treble is 12s, and I've gone all over the place. One on Friday, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. And you've stuck closer to home. Let's start with yours. Well, I must admit, we'll have a look at a couple of the rest of the best, and we'll certainly look on one very, very special game on Friday night, where, of course, it's the Battle of Britain, where Scotland descend on London to take on England at Wembley, which, of course...
We've kept away from that one.
We've kept away from that one. I think it's a hard one to call, maybe. Although when you listen to the Triple Chance, you'll see just exactly how BetSafe are going to be betting. First one for you, the Republic of Ireland is your first one.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game, but I like the look of Ireland at the minute. You know, I think they've only had
Austria though.
Away in Austria, but
to be fair, Paul, I think because they've been a little disappointing actually.
They are.
Austria, that is.
I mean, we were out at the Euros and we fancied them to do quite well with some of the players they've got. They've not started well. I think, you know, if you look at both their form recently, I think Austria won one in their last six, but Republic only one defeat, and that was against France in the Euros. So Republic's on a bit of a roll at the minute. Austria, although they got that draw with Wales, they struggled at times in the game. And I think the Republic under Martin, he's got them playing again, isn't he?
Yeah,
exactly. Could go there and do a job.
I must admit, when we were looking at the trebles and I saw yours come through, I was like, and then when I looked at, you know, exactly what you've spoken about there's a case to be made, and I tell you what, if they get a result, it puts them in an unbelievably good position.
Yeah, it does.
Especially with Wales playing Serbia.
Wales playing Serbia.
Yeah.
You know, and that's going on to another one. You know, fancy if Wales
continuity. That's a first for us. But on our BetSafe, not Premier League, or World Cup qualifying preview. Yeah, and into Wales to beat Serbia.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tough one. You know, the Serbians they're a good team, and a lot of Premiership players in there as well. You know, I think it's Ivanovic, Kolarov, Tadic.
Wales have never beaten Serbia, by the way.
Well, there's a first time for everything. I think Wales are on a roll at the minute, especially at home, and they've got that one special player in Gareth Bale. You know, you go back to the Euro campaign, the qualifying. I remember when Belgium went there and with all their big name players.
Absolutely.
And they turned them over mainly because of Gareth Bale, and with the Welsh crowd behind them, I really fancy them.
I think certainly the advantage is probably the fact they are at home.
The crowd's magnificent, and they've got the whole country behind them. I know it's an old cliche about the crowd and everything else, but you can tell the way they play.
But it's more of an optimism with them now rather than a hope we win.
And then they play with a real passion and a real togetherness, and the Serbians can be temperamental at times as well, and I think with that crowd on top with them and Wales getting right at them could cause them all sorts of problems.
So the Republic of Ireland, who incidentally, are they at home?
Republic are away in Austria.
Sorry, they're away in Austria, absolutely. Your second one then, Wales at home to Serbia. And your third one, now they are at home, Northern Ireland, against that mighty nation of Azerbaijan.
Yeah, well, people will say that's my banker, but you look at Azerbaijan, they've got 7 points. Yeah. 7 points out of their first 3 games. You know, so... but I think under Michael, they had a great Euros. They've started the campaign reasonably well. You know, it was always going to be a tough ask going to Germany in the last round of results, and picking something up there. And I just think back at home, he's got them going. And you know, big Kyle Lafferty, he's a talisman for them, scoring goals, and he's actually back scoring goals for Norwich, which he's not done for a long time as well.
Exactly. Odds on as well, Northern Ireland. You don't normally get that with Northern Ireland, do you?
No.
Just shows you what a job Michael's done, actually.
Michael's done an unbelievable job. I remember speaking to him last year, and I think out of if you can include the 5 leagues, and if you include the conference and the Scottish leagues, it's something like 39 players to choose from that are actually playing football.
Incredible, isn't it? It is incredible.
Fantastic job he's done, and that's my treble up, mate. 14s, I think it is.
I know. Well, to be fair, for our Premier League preview last week, myself, Paul, and Harry put Bournemouth in, and that kind of scuppered his early doors. So hopefully, we're going to get a little luckier with the World Cup previews here. Paul's treble then: the Republic of Ireland, Wales and Northern Ireland all to win 14-1.
I know, fantastic.
That's a belting price. So if you fancy that and you're looking forward to getting some money in your sportsbook wallet, then get on BetSafe for that one. My one is a little bit more all round the world.
You'll think continental.
I've got continental. Romania versus Poland. Poland odds against, away from home, they go to Romania. I've bet Poland. Now, it's tight at the top, very tight at the top, but I've gone for Poland, not because they're above Romania, just because I think they have real quality in the team.
All the way through, and I think any team that's got Lewandowski in it is always going to gives you a chance of winning games. And but Poland will go there, their home form's been good, away form's not been as good, but they'll go there and they'll sit behind, and when you've got the big man up front banging them in, it always gives you a chance.
To be honest with you, man, I'm probably pinning all my hopes on Lewandowski.
But pressure's on Romania as well. They're below Poland, and Poland go there and beat them, it puts them 5 points adrift. So I think that bit of pressure could get to them. I
will say that Montenegro, the joint top with Poland on 7 points. Romania back in third in 5 points. I just think it's a big game to go there and put a bit of distance between themselves and Romania.
Yep, it is, and I think Poland are the more experienced team as well.
That's a good
got a lot of players playing at the big clubs and the big leagues in Europe, and they'll be able to go there and handle the pressure.
Albania versus Israel, and I've gone for Albania only because I thought they did really well in the Euros, and I think they've actually got a little bit more about them now than they maybe had 2 or 3 years ago. It's a tough game, mind.
Without a shadow, we loved watching them in the summer.
Yeah, they were very good.
They had a right go. Worked really hard for each other, and their record's good at home. But I've always liked Israel, but you've just pointed that out to me before.
Well, I'm going to say Israel have lost 4 of the last 6 games now internationally. But you're right again. It's with Israel again. They've got some good individual players playing all around Europe. The fact they've got to go to Albania won't be easy. And I just think as an international team at the moment, there's something missing. I don't know what it is.
I think it's a bit of temperament. They've got great flair players, technical players, individual. I just don't think they've got the real nitty gritty, and I think Albania will get stuck right in about them and cause them problems. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Just having a look at
your treble more than mine at the minute.
But the other thing, of course, is to be fair, it's wide open. The only thing is Spain and Italy are above them, and I'm thinking if Albania can go to Israel, at home to Israel and win, they're both on 6 points. At least it keeps tab on the top 2, and it gives them an opportunity possibly to go even higher.
Albania is not the nicest place to go in the world either, so it's going to be difficult for Israel. So. But we're agreeing a lot lately, aren't we?
65 Albania, I think it's a big price from BetSafe. I genuinely do. I'm amazed at that because I thought it'd be a lot tighter than that. I thought it'd be odds on, but it was a 65 Albania that pushed me in the direction. If you fancy Israel, the 25, the draw is 21-10. My third and final one is Bulgaria versus Belarus, and I've gone for Bulgaria again, just 1 point above Bulgaria in Group A, although the top 3 are
France, Sweden, Netherlands. So it's a tough group. But Belarus, and they're poor. Any bits. I don't proclaim to be an expert on the Belarusians, but the bits and pieces I've seen that they look a poor team. And if Bulgaria want to hang on to that top 3, that they've got to get a result.
Again, their odds against 21-20. I thought they'd be odds on Bulgaria. It's really the price of. I'm hoping they'll win, but it's really the price I've gone for as well. Again, odds against rather than odds on.
It must be. It's your knowledge of Bulgarian and Belarusian football, big man. That's doing it for
Stoichkov, is he still playing?
But the Bulgarians have always got good players, tough players as well. And I think you've picked a good treble there, pal.
Poland, Albania and Bulgaria for me at 12-1. Let's hope, fingers crossed, the sportsbook wallet is looking a little better. Up until then, I'm going to leave the best till last, or the most difficult one for us, England against Scotland. I'm going to mention just one of the others, France against Sweden, which is first and second. The game's in Paris, presumably, and Sweden are just behind them. 7 points, both of them, after 3 games.
Yeah, just
goal difference. Toughy, isn't it?
It is, and the Swedes are really well organised. I fancy them a lot more when they're at home. Away from home, I think they struggle a little bit, and the French team,
are they under a bit of pressure, France?
I would think so, but look, through various things that have happened recently, the crowd seem really, really behind them.
Yeah.
The success, all right, they didn't win the Euros, but the success of the whole tournament, the fans seem behind them, and when you've got players like Pogba and Griezmann in your team, that gives you a huge chance.
Exactly. Okay, just one of the others. If you fancy Sweden, of course, and you're watching in Sweden on BetSafe, then naturally you'll take Sweden. Personally, I think a draw might be a bet, but Paul gets a good point.
What I will say on that one as well, Al, it's a big game for both of them because the Netherlands are breathing down both their necks.
Absolutely.
You know, and they'll be looking for one of them to slip up.
I did have where they were playing actually. I just I can't remember where they are now, the Netherlands. I did write it down, had a little look at it. I can't remember where they are, but nevertheless, they are under pressure to make sure some of them get a result. Okay, England against Scotland. Where do we stand on this one?
An away win all day long, big man.
I want to say away win. Naturally, I want. But incidentally, 4-13 England. Scotland are 17-2. I mean, you're probably going to get 8s or 9s if you look around. Certainly with BetSave, you'll get the best price for sure. And draw is 39-10, so almost 4's the draw. I will mention right now the triple chance. This is an exclusive BetSafe bet, triple chance. And listen to this: Henderson, Cahill, or Sturridge to score the first goal. You will get 3-1 your money.
We're going to have a word with the guys at BetSafe here, aren't we?
I'll say it again. Basically what they're saying is Scotland are not going to score the first goal, which there's obviously a big mistake here. Triple chance, Henderson, Cahill and Sturridge to score the first goal of the game, 3-1. Basically, they're thinking that England are going to win.
Well, I think England with the squad they've got, the players they've got, a big point to prove as well.
Yeah.
You know, after what's happened recently, they'll be favourites. I think the odds are slightly slightly big because I think Scotland will go there and look to shut up the crowd. And I heard today they've gave, which amazed me, the FA have gave Scotland 17,500 tickets for the game.
Well, we'll probably get more than that anyway.
Well, exactly. You know, 7,000's the norm. So
3,000 of that is round the fountain at Trafalgar Square.
Yeah, that's it. But 17,500 in Scotland. I know Wembley's a big stadium, but you know what the Tartan Army's like. They'll make a lot of noise. And you know the English guys are coming out and already talking about don't get involved and silly things. And I just think that Scotland could cause them problems. It all depends what team Gordon plays. Well,
he's brought Scott Brown back in, or Scott Brown's made himself available to come back in. And he said he was retiring. Is he coming back just because it's England at Wembley?
I hope not. I think if he comes back just for the one game, I think it's very selfish. Just for the big game playing England at Wembley.
We need a result then, don't we?
We do. I think
if he's in the team.
But going back to Scott, if he's making himself available for the rest of the campaign, I think it's slightly different because he's a good player. He's good form at the minute. He was excellent against Man City for Celtic in the Champions League. But I just wonder what team, you know, because does he go with Martin up front to try and hold the ball up, or does he go with Lee Griffiths, who's going to run him behind? Because I think England are going to keep a high line. I think
Griffiths would be the only thing is, I don't know whether Gordon Strachan really fancies Lee Griffiths.
I don't think he does because he's not been playing him. He's been banging in the goals. I would like to see Griffiths start because I think, especially with Cahill, his pace could cause him problems. And then it's what he does in and around him. You know, Richard Snodgrass back in playing. But what's amazed me the last, and I'm not having a go at Scottish football up there, there's a lot of players with Premier League experience who Gordon's not picking.
No, that's very true.
And that amazes me, Alan. You know, you've got Sean Maloney, James Morrison. There's lots of people.
Well, the names you mentioned there are game winners for us as well. So he's got to really include them in the squad or start them almost.
And their experience of playing against the Premier League players week in, week out.
If we go to England then, Kane's back. I don't know whether he's a starter or not. Does he take a chance on Rooney, who's not been playing for Manchester United?
I think he'll start Rooney purely because Dele Alli's out injured.
He is.
You know, and I think that putting Wayne back in that number 10 role, which I think is his best role at the minute anyway. He started last week for Man United, played well down at Swansea, so I can see that happening. But it's what he's going to do in midfield, and is he going to gamble on Harry Kane up front with only having, what did he get, 60, 70 minutes against Arsenal last week?
Yeah, something like that. He did score a goal, he had the bottle to take the pen.
Yeah, he did. And he's a good player, I like him. But,
would it be unfair to say that England really should win the game? And we talk a lot. I mean, I've done it with two of my trebles in Albania and Bulgaria, who are both playing at home, and we do put the emphasis on the advantage of playing at home.
Yeah.
Is it really an advantage for England, considering Scotland expect to come to Wembley and almost treat it as a home game as we do and put them under a lot of pressure?
I think the atmosphere will...
It might suit us more, actually.
I think it will.
If that's not being unfair on the England
I think the
team.
longer we can keep it 0-0 and frustrate them, the more it's going to play into their hands, you know, because England in the last home game, they beat Malta 2-0 and ended up getting booed off the pitch after winning the game.
Correct.
So if we can go, it's going to be difficult because you look at the players in the England team. But, you know, we're talking about doom and gloom. if we can pull off a miracle and win the game, we go on the same points as England.
And if we do, and fingers crossed I do, I've got my Scotland hat on here. There's no neutral thing here. The cameraman's not happy because he's English. No, he's not. He's Irish. It makes it that bit more frustrating because although we start with a win, we drew with Lithuania and get beat from Slovakia, and that would make it even more frustrating if we then go and lift our game at Wembley, take the points and reduce the gap between the top then.
Yeah, the Lithuania draw at home was poor. Wasn't it? It was really, really poor. And if you win that game, it doesn't put as much pressure on Scotland in the games that are left in the group. You know, but I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. You know.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm looking forward to it because remember that triple chance then. Basically, bet save, and we're not happy about it. Don't give Scotland any chance because on that triple chance bet, 3-1, if these three players, any of these players, score first, Henderson, Cahill, or Sturridge. Personally, I think Paul and I are hoping that's not the case. My treble: Poland, Albania, Bulgaria, 12-1, if you fancy it, and Paul's is the Republic of Ireland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, all to win at 14-1. There are many, many important World Cup qualifiers. And no more so than at Wembley. We'll be watching very carefully, and hopefully you'll be watching us here on BetSafe when we're back next week with the Premier League preview. But from this week's World Cup preview, good luck with all your bets.